Hello, everybody, and welcome to the special two-part episode of Off the Track, On the Record. Last time we talked about space. This time we started talking about Girl Scouts, but we're not going to get into that. This episode, we're talking about sports. So tune in and be interested. Welcome back to Off the Track, On the Record. I'm here with the same friends as last time. Max couldn't make it again. So this time we have Justin again. Everybody give a big hand for Justin for showing up in the last minute. Yay. So in case everybody doesn't know, we're going to go... what we usually do is start out with a question. So everybody introduce yourself. And the question is, if you could be like any athlete, who would it be and why? So Colin?
Well, do you want me to introduce myself?
Sure. Say whatever you want.
I'm Colin, but I feel like this is like our fourth podcast episode. I think everybody knows that at this point. If I had to, it all kind of depends. I think I'd have to be MJ, just sheerly by just the GOAT status.
Is that Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan?
It is Michael Jordan.
All right, just checking.
I don't think Michael Jackson was an athlete.
Yeah, I don't think he was either.
Pop, a sport?
He could work the dance floor.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah,
He could.
all right. But yeah, I mean, just like that's like the ultimate, like he is the GOAT of all the GOATs.
Okay.
All right, I'm Justin, and if I could be any athlete, wow. I'd probably have to go with Ronaldo because he works. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. But yeah, he's just really good at soccer, and he works really hard. He's got this really, really good work ethic. So, I could always use that.
He's cocky.
Well, he's
Aren't
good.
all professional athletes?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're the GOAT.
Yeah, are you gonna tell me that Michael Jordan isn't cocky?
he wasn't known for being cocky.
Well, he was in
Yes, he
Space
was.
Jam.
Ronaldo is known for being.
Michael Jordan was definitely...
Yeah, but he went out and he met his expectations. There are times where Ronaldo has not been like he's fallen short.
But there's also times
I
where
think.
he's surpassed expectations.
Brady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am Brady, and if I could be any athlete, I would probably LeBron James, just because of his his pure athletic ability. He's an animal. He's the greatest athlete to ever play the game of basketball. It's just he's insane.
Old.
All right. Well, I'm Ryan, and I don't know a whole lot about sports.
Nothing about
but
sports.
if I was gonna pick an athlete to be, it'd probably be Wayne Simmons because he's pretty tough. You can't mess with him, that type of stuff, and that's pretty important in the game of hockey.
Can he take a hit? Can he take a hit?
He can give a hit and take a hit at the same time.
Let's see. I'm Bailey, the host of this show, and I'd say I want to be like Shaquille O'Neal, not for his on the court stuff. I mean, he's good on the court, but I think
You just want to be a celebrity.
he is the one. He is
you
one
just
of
want
the
to be a
greatest.
celebrity.
He's done everything, man. He does music. He does broadcasting. He does it all. So I'd probably be like Shaquille O'Neal. And he's a big guy.
Gold Bond commercials.
And Gold Bond commercials. You can't forget that.
You can become a meme.
All right. Well, so today's topic, like I said, is sports. And we were talking about kind of the athletes we'd be or what kind we want to be. If you guys could pick a sport that you could be the best at, which one would it be?
Basketball.
But
That's easy.
it just goes with your athlete. Wait, who'd you pick again?
LeBron James.
Okay, yeah.
Soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. That's a good question, because if we're talking internationally, it would probably have to be soccer. But American, as far as American sports go, I don't think I'd want to be the really really good at football, just because football's fun to watch, but I honestly don't think I would enjoy.
It's not one you can
playing it
just.
very
It's not
much.
a game you can just hop into with a bunch of your friends. It's kind of you have to have it set up before you do anything.
Football. Well, no, it's just hard. I don't think I'd want a career where I'm getting hit all the time. It's just it's fun to watch, but I don't think I could ever do
I
it,
love playing football. When I played a few years ago, I loved playing football. but like it's just a lot of repetitiveness and a lot of,
Mm.
and you can't really just go out in the street and play football unless you like play something.
I
Yeah.
think it'd be really cool to be really good at pole vaulting, just because like it takes a lot of coordination, but it's also like really interesting as a sport to begin with.
Looks kind of dangerous.
Definitely.
That true. I can't believe I can't believe more people don't freaking like mess themselves up pole vaulting than they do. It doesn't happen nearly as often as I would expect it to.
Have you guys ever seen like one of those pole vault poles break or heard it?
Yes.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
It's real loud.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but I've seen it.
We
Like,
had one when we
seen
had
it
a
on-
meet a few weekends ago. The one shattered, and I heard it from the other side of the field.
where was that?
At Black Knight, Hempfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. I don't know. If I had to pick a sport, I'd probably pick basketball as well, because I'm not good at basketball. I'm decent, but yeah, I want to be able to shoot threes.
Yeah.
That's my
me
lifetime
too.
goal. Brad, you can shoot threes.
I want to be able to dunk.
In case you guys didn't know, Brady is the meanest cross-country basketball player here.
That's not saying much.
That's saying nothing.
Yeah.
That's saying nothing.
Half
Brad's
our
the
team
only.
can't play, so
I would say more than half the team.
3/4 at the very least.
What team?
Cross country.
Oh,
Cross
yeah.
country team. Yeah, we play basketball sometimes as the cross country team, and it's not even basketball. It's just
It's a lack of coordination.
Yeah.
fest.
I am awful at basketball. I'll tell you what. You know,
What?
like I'm horrible at basketball. Like I'm genuinely bad at basketball.
probably
You know, people like.
you're 5'6".
Well, no, but like physically, like I'm actually like people like I feel like sometimes people assume that like oh he's like he's good at soccer and he's fast too, but like I am genuinely not good at basketball. Like I'm not an all around.
You know who's
athlete.
surprisingly good at basketball? Who's
Who?
short? Coach Ashley. I know we
Yeah.
talked about this before, but he's an animal.
Oh yeah.
Really
Yeah.
like an animal.
Like,
oh, wow.
because he's just so powerful.
You know, like a bison or something.
Not like a kangaroo. He's still. What's the best sport to watch?
Football. I love watching football.
I would say it's tied between football and basketball. I like watching basketball.
I'd say like football, hockey.
Oh, it's true. Hockey's fun. Though.
Hockey is fun to watch.
Hockey's fun to watch. I won't say hockey's too fun to watch on TV, but I've been to a Penn State hockey game and like being there like in an ice rink for a hockey game is pretty.
Yeah,
sweet.
hockey in person is that's hype.
No, Chris doesn't
It's
like
fun.
it.
Chris doesn't like a lot of things. That's not saying much.
Has Chris been to a hockey game in person though?
Yeah, Val took him to one.
Oh well, I mean, that was that was a. What are you doing, Billy?
Oh, I need to get a new memory card. Sorry about that, everybody.
Football. That's my answer.
Justin likes
Football.
football.
You like watching football?
Yeah, I like watching football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I like watching soccer too, but most people say that's boring. I think it's interesting, but football, like,
It is if
there's
you-
a lot of tension and excitement in football.
Yeah.
It is
It's more than soccer.
It is if you like you can appreciate good soccer plays. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to unless you like know like how the game unless you have like a good understanding of how the game works. It's kind of hard to appreciate.
For like the general masses, though, soccer is not as exciting as football.
Can we all agree? Baseball, worst sport to watch.
Baseball's pretty boring.
I enjoy watching baseball. I like
watching
baseball.
baseball.
I
too.
don't.
Yeah, I like-
I
I
know that's
like-
only because I
don't really
like
watching.
baseball.
Yeah, that's I really like baseball. So I think if you enjoy baseball, baseball's a fun sport to watch. But if it's
I played. I played baseball for like the first for most of elementary school, but I just kind of like gave up on it just because I just thought it was just genuinely boring. Like
I like watching baseball because my grandparents like to watch it. My brother likes to watch it too, so I don't really mind. I also like going to games.
yeah, baseball games
Yeah,
are fun.
baseball-
Fun to go to.
yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like almost everything is kind of like that. If you're like there, you're like, this is cool.
Unless
I
you're
don't
at a Phillies game for like 20 innings, it's just too much.
I went to a Phillies game.
Have you ever been there? Ryan?
Yes.
You've been to a Phillies game for 20 innings?
We didn't stay for the entire game, but it went to like 22 innings.
Good grief.
It was
I would have
crazy.
stayed for the whole game. That's
Yeah,
that's
it
like
was
the
That's like something you could say you did.
yeah, that's like the great game to be at.
It
like,
was too much.
Did they end up winning?
No, I don't think that you were.
Ryan, you're not a very patient person, so you probably didn't like that.
No, it was Kind of boring.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break. Meanwhile, enjoy this next commercial. It'll be about something. All right. The music programs here at Hempfield have been flourishing over the past few years. But guess what? That's a Rap Film Festival is coming to Hempfield High School. You won't want to miss it. May 17th, 7 p.m. Snacks will be available throughout the night. Entries are free, but admission into the festival is only $2. All right, welcome back. We're gonna. Well, thank you for enjoying the
What
commercial.
are you talking about at the Nook?
We're gonna go into a game. We're gonna go into a game where Justin and Colin are gonna be on a team here, and Brady and Ryan are gonna be on a team. I kind of started to explain what I was gonna do, but then I stopped, so then I could explain it to them the same time explaining it to you. So it's not really much of a game. I just want to see how much you guys actually know about sports. So
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
no, this isn't sports. This
Exposed.
isn't sports trivia. This
Expose
is just
him.
one simple question I came up with in the middle of my micro class. It's just I want to know how many sports you guys can name. So if I give you like 2 minutes, and you guys like with your partner, you have to try and figure out how many sports you can name.
What defines-
Are we gonna go back and forth? Because like,
Oh yeah, I guess we go back and forth and kind of like.
because if we go first,
And, like,
then
see-
they get all the sports we listed, and then if they have extras, they automatically win.
Is track considered one sport, or are we doing individual events?
No,
Track
track
is
is one sport.
Yeah.
And but also about what about like what defines like a sport? Like would pickleball be considered a sport?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean like
Yes.
there's no pickleball league. I don't know.
Yes,
if
there
any-
is.
Bet.
Bet
There's a
there
league for everything.
is.
All right. All right. So yeah, that's a good idea. We'll take turns. So you guys will start, and then we'll just go until we run out. And whoever. And
I got
and
I got
if you
this one
guys want a
locked.
prize
This
or
is
something,
this
I'll
is
make
this
one out.
easy win.
I know a lot of winter sports that everybody's gonna forget.
All right.
Good.
Good. And no repeats or hesitations. Category is sports.
Do I go first?
Yes.
Baseball,
Football,
basketball,
soccer,
Luge,
track,
skeleton. So that's a sport.
pickleball,
badminton,
tennis,
Curling.
skiing.
field hockey,
lacrosse,
Dang,
Snowboarding.
it's quick.
volleyball,
I'm freaking dumb.
ice hockey.
I'm so dumb.
We said one. You gotta go.
What's the game?
No
Oh,
ask.
no, no, you gotta get it.
I guess you can
Golf.
talk to Justin.
Come on.
Soccer.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
wait,
a-
you said that?
Oh,
Sorry, I-
da
I didn't hear you.
No,
You didn't
soccer
hear
wasn't
us.
said yet.
Soccer.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
was. That
was.
was like the
I
second
said
thing
it-
you
I
said.
said the second time.
Decathlon.
Triathlon.
Biathlon,
Heptathlon. I don't know. I don't think that's a thing.
pentathlon.
All right. Well, we got all the athlons out of the way.
Can I like? I don't know the.
Talk to
Did-
Justin about it.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
I think.
cross country,
Did we say curling?
Yes,
I
I
said
said
curling.
Oh, okay. I think that's
cross
what.
country,
I think that's what I was thinking of.
Cheerleading,
Ice skating, speed skating.
dancing.
Whoa! Did we just say cheerleading is a sport?
He's a cheerleader.
Yes.
I think cheerleading is a sport.
Competitive
Here we
dancing,
go.
competitive
Here we
dancing
go.
counts.
Here we go. Here we go, boys. The debate. The
All right, no,
debate
we
is
already-
on.
We already talked about Boy Scouts. and
No,
Girl
we gotta
Scouts.
talk
We're
about
not
this. We
getting
gotta
into-
talk about this.
No,
We
we're
gotta talk
not
about this.
talking about
We do
this.
have to
No,
talk
no,
about
no,
this.
no,
You,
no.
Yeah, you guys are just
Yeah, you
stalling
can
because you don't have
count
a. You don't
how
have
many
a.
No.
Oh, dude, this is
No, it's
pointless.
back and forth.
I was,
It's back and
trying,
forth.
I was trying to, but
you guys
then
already
were going too
repeated one.
fast.
You lose.
No, you guys are up.
I didn't.
You want to talk? All right. You know what? Cheerleading
strikes.
sport. How about fishing?
You know what they
Fishing.
say? 2 strikes
Fishing.
and you're out. So,
Ultimate frisbee.
Spike ball.
Water polo.
Oh.
Ping pong. That's a sport.
Normal polo on the horses.
That's fine. It's just polo.
I don't know. Futsal.
Is that is that different than soccer?
Yes, it is different than soccer. You play futsal
Disc
on like a
golf.
basketball.
Disc
court.
golf.
Ba-
Try to tell me that's not a sport.
I
Try to tell me that's
can't
not
tell
a
you that's.
sport.
I can't tell you that's not a sport. But you know what?
Handball,
A.
Bowling.
Ooh.
Chook ball. That's what it was
Oh.
called.
No,
Chook ball.
Chook
Chook ball's a sport.
Chook
Gym
ball's
class
a sport.
games does not count.
Chook ball is just
Broom
as much of
ball.
a sport
Broom
as
ball.
cheerleading.
Broom ball then. Broom ball.
What's that?
Okay.
That's we played that in Mr. Leapard's class. That's sport.
I don't know.
It
I don't
is.
know what he's talking
Wait,
about. All right,
are-
freaking Quidditch. That's a sport. Tell me that's not a sport.
No, Quidditch is
Quidditch is definitely a sport.
e-gaming.
Quidditch is Quidditch
All right,
is just as
all
much
right,
of a
all right,
sport.
all right. This concludes that
Wait,
segment.
we consider pool and or darts.
Quidditch. Do you know how many
Yes.
colleges have freaking Quidditch leagues? I don't know how
E-gaming.
it works, but it does.
No,
E-gaming.
All right, enough of this.
It's
This,
just esports.
We
turned-
win.
This turned into some.
e-gaming. Doesn't make
This turned into some evil thing.
I don't
was
know
not
what you.
supposed to
I don't know what
do.
I don't know what you expected it to become.
Oh,
Bailey.
we
You
win.
got what you deserved.
Um,
Bailey, Bailey, who's the winner? Who's the winner?
Nobody cares.
I care.
I have to. I mean, I guess I have to give it to Colin. And
No,
Justin.
Yes. Yes.
Ryan.
You guys had one
Yes.
strike. and
Ryan.
they
No,
had
but
zero.
they had no
Dubs.
strikes.
No, they didn't, Ryan.
did.
Ryan, how did you do that?
I didn't hear them.
Soccer. That was the clear one.
We eaten. We eaten.
They didn't say soccer.
We eaten.
Colin,
Yeah, we did.
Colin, see me after this podcast.
Right,
The
right,
second
right,
time.
right, right.
Oh,
Brad and I are gonna throw hands. Yo,
flaming hands.
yo, like this podcast and share it if you want me and Brad to throw hands after the next episode.
All ref.
What?
What? Yo, there
Oh,
were
we
gonna be
forgot
no.
boxing. We didn't do like kickboxing.
I had MMA and boxing. They were my next two, and then you cut the game off.
yeah,
Basket
because it's getting
weaving.
ridiculous.
It's not a freaking sport.
Yes,
Colin.
farmer. You
No.
Cricket.
All right. What is the most?
Cricket's actually a sport.
Yeah.
What is the most ridiculous sport you know?
Cheerleading. If you
Cut it
consider
out.
it that.
Cut that part out.
I would have to say, I've seen like what like you know how like apparently like colleges play like have like Quidditch leagues. I will
Yeah,
say I
that-
thought
I
that's
mean,
pretty
that's pretty
ridiculous.
Is
ridiculous.
dog sled racing considered a sport?
I,
the idea to
dude,
ride?
that's a dope
Yeah.
sport.
No,
Like,
It
that's pretty
is.
solid, but like it's pretty.
I
weird,
think
too.
the most ridiculous thing that's considered a sport right now is esports. Playing video games is not a
I
sport.
don't know, you can see-
I don't think that's.
Your
I think
thumbs
that's
get pretty worked out.
that's a competitive thing that is a competition, but it is not a sport. It is
Yeah,
not a sport.
I think like physical activity.
Yes.
Like doing
Okay.
something.
Yeah,
Yes.
did I
What
ever
about
tell you
Wii
about?
sports?
So you consider chess a sport?
No.
No.
All
It's a
right.
game.
I'm tired. Yo, y'all, did any of you guys have Mr. Zebra?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I want you guys to remember this. Mr. Zebra's definition of a sport was one. You could tell me if you disagree with agree or disagree with this, but he said one, there has to be a score,
Okay.
and two, it has to be non-subjective scoring.
Ah, I see.
So no interpretation.
No
So that-
interpretation. Do
Well,
you agree?
well, there's
or
some way.
disagree?
Like, okay, for example, like cheerleading. I think it is a sport.
I think it's a sport.
It took me a long time to get to that point, but I think it is a sport because you can get graded on how you do.
But that's subjective.
That's
But
subjective.
there's also parts of it where like if you land there, I think there's parts of it where if you like land tricks and stuff and you do stuff, you get points based on completion
Well, it's more gymnastics
rather than
cheerleading.
subjection.
You know,
What?
Yeah.
like landing certain
Yeah.
like, roles and stuff like that. That's more like gymnastics than cheerleading. Like you apply gymnastics and stuff like that in cheerleading, but like I would consider the two separate.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they are. But what Bailey was saying, Bailey was describing like a cheerleading competition, not gymnastics.
I guess.
So, my next question here, as we kind of fade into our next topic for this special edition of Off the Track on the Record, which, if you haven't already, check out HSD TV7 and Hempfield Happenings and WHHS News on YouTube. You should do that. And this is Off the Track on the Record, just reminding everybody. As we fade into our second part here, and we're kind of on the topic of sports. I mean, we are, but I want to ask you guys, what do you think Hempfield's best sports accomplishments are as a school? Or, like, what do you think our best sports are?
Well, I know soccer won state champs in 2010. I don't know how often that has happened for other sports, but that's. I think that's got to be up there at least.
I don't really know much about Hempfield sports.
I don't.
I
I
just
don't
know our
either. I
football
just
team
know.
is
I
not
just
good.
know.
That's
Yeah,
all
I know. I know our football team used to be good.
Could get better.
Yes.
That's
Has
a better
has
word.
not really been good. We were good, like I think like our freshman and sophomore year, but last year and this year we were not. and soccer won states in 2010. We went to the state final this year, but we all know how that went. I mean, like, I guess it's still like it's still significant, but like, you know, I'm sure there are other sports that have actually like won states more than.
Yeah.
I would say right now the top 3, like I'd say
Track.
most competitive.
Track.
No, most competitive
Track and field.
sports in Hempfield would be volleyball,
For sure.
Yes.
soccer, and cross country. They've had a lot of those 3 sports have had a lot of success over the past couple of years.
We
I
have a lot
think-
of seniors graduating this year from those sports.
I think
Yeah.
Lax is actually pretty good this year too.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
no one's better than Township.
Yeah,
but
it's hard for lacrosse because they got such a powerhouse team in the league that they had to play. So that's harder because
They also have a new coach this year, which
yes.
but they seem to be doing a pretty good job.
all the Lax coaches look like they're all like they look like football coaches. They're like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just felt that
I know
felt
the one.
that
I
you
know
did
the one coach.
bring
but,
that up.
Um,
Like they don't look like they would play lacrosse.
what's like when you think of like the coolest sport here? What do you think that is?
Like as far as social popularity or as far as like success?
I'd say
That's a good
like
question.
I don't know. I'd say like most popular. Like if you could play.
Which sport gets you the most clout?
Yeah, I guess.
I'd say being you know even if you're like even if you do like a sport like that's like not as in the spot like cross country like
Bowling.
even if you're like or even bowling like if you're raw at it if you're like really
Yeah,
really
that's
good
true.
even if
Our
it's a sport like cross country if you're really really good at it you know you will get respect for being
Yeah,
good at that sport.
our school kind of has that tradition.
I'd
of,
have
like,
to
making
disagree with
everybody
that
feel right.
though, because
Well,
I don't know.
I'm
Like I
sorry
think our
for
cross country team has been pretty good, and like there are some standout guys, but they don't get as much recognition as say some of the football players.
I would
disagree.
agree
I
with
don't
Colin. I would agree with Colin on this one.
I think you guys winning cross country got a lot more respect as a team this year than the football team did, which like
Yeah.
no one cared about at all. Sort of.
That's
I think.
true. Well, yeah, I guess like I was saying before, Hempfield has like a good tradition of including everybody, and I
You know,
think
people cared about David and like Mark because they were
Yeah.
good, and then after that it was like
If you're good, I think
doesn't matter what sport
it doesn't matter what sport you play as long as you're good at it. I think people are gonna
respect you
yeah.
for that.
True.